All right, so we got a few dilemmas. There's the truck sitting down there. I have it parked right there. We got these bad boys today. Josh actually ordered them because if he likes them, I'm going to order the same ones for white. But I can't go into the shop because of the copyright music. But basically what we're doing today is we're slamming the red truck. We're dropping it about 2 inches. So here's these. Yeah, we're dropping the rear about 2 inches. So here's these Amazon quality. These are actually pretty thick. They look a lot nicer in person than they did on the picture online. So the picture online also had 4 holes. This only has 2, which doesn't matter. We're going to use the top hole anyway. So this thing's going to drop pretty good. So we need to go over some numbers, and I'll talk to you guys about some important stuff here in a little bit. So let's get into it and keep going.
There's 2?
Did you get it?
I have no idea. Looks like it's spinning the other side.
Yeah, you're gonna have to put a thing in there.
Why is that an Allen?
All right, guys. So don't take this the wrong way. I'm gonna have a conversation here. We got some goals to get to, and I want to go over some stuff with you guys. So basically, a lot of people have been asking me, why aren't you on the road yet? Why aren't you working? Why aren't you doing this and that? And believe me, I'm the same exact way. So the company I'm going to be leasing under, we're still working on some things behind the scenes. I haven't heard anything back yet. We got our insurance quote through Progressive, but from what I understand is they're trying to switch back to another insurance company. So I will not be, I don't know if I'll be back this week. The whole plan, I had loads that I was like ready to book and everything. You know, I had plenty of routes that would have got me home every single day. That would have been awesome. So basically all I'm doing is I'm just doing work for him and side jobs here and there just to keep the money afloat, just in case. Yes, on top of the YouTube money, but it's one of those things, like, I do really want to get back to work. I just have to wait. And unfortunately, I'm at the mercy of whatever company that I'm going to be running under. So with that being said, I also went through and I looked at how much money I owe. I told you guys I wanted to be debt-free by October. I went through my taxes from last year, my lawyer fees, my legal fees, my business loans, like everything that I physically owe. I had a credit card apparently that I just found out about, so that I've been paying on forever, that I didn't know I was paying on forever. And then we have the trailer loan. So with everything, we have, wait for this car to pass, we have about $38,000 in debt, which isn't all that bad considering last year I had like $75,000. So I paid off a good little, I don't know, I'd like to say I paid off about $35,000 worth of debt last year. So that's actually pretty dang good, I think. So yeah, with all that taken care of, so I want to pay back $38,000 next year. February, $12,000 is going out the door, pending we can afford it. You know, I'm pretty sure that I can, but right now everything's you know, accounts getting a little low and whatnot, which isn't a super big deal. We got the CRV for sale and the engine for sale, so I posted them up on Craigslist. So those should be gone pretty soon here. So at the bare minimum, I should be able to recoup about $5,000 from that and then get back to running. So we still have plenty of money, like if we wanted to, because we both have like 2 separate accounts between the both of us. And basically, like, a lot of the savings money I'll either throw into crypto, or I'll give, you know, let her build her account up a little bit too. So it's like we have plenty of money. If I had to take off for the next 3, 4, 5 months, it's doable. Not that we want to do that, that's not the plan, but it could be done. So besides that, I got to do the community service hours. Forget if it was 50 or 60 hours, I can't remember. Still fighting with that, but they moved everything to February, so February 1st. But since I'm local, I'm gonna try starting to get into that this week, and I'm just not gonna worry about it. I'm just gonna try to do it. Other than that, yeah, we're just gonna get to these drop shackles. Basically, that's the gist for you guys. I want to pay back $38,000 by October, and, you know, worst case scenario by the end of the year, but we'll see how it goes. So other than that, I hope you guys are gonna enjoy this, because if we like these drop shackles on this red truck, we're gonna be doing that to the white truck as well. So, and be patient on the white truck. White truck's gonna cost me about $10,000 to get built. So when I can come up with that 10 grand, we will absolutely be pulling the trigger and getting everything taken care of on that. But end rant for anybody that, you know, is complaining, hey, he's not back to work yet. I can't get back to work until they give me the go ahead to start booking loads. So sorry about that, but it is what it is. Be patient. If you enjoy the content, great. If you don't enjoy it, it is what it is. You know, just out here enjoying my life and trying to get stuff done. So like I said, also description, if you want to get a hold of me for job inquiries or anything business inquiry wise, description below. I have the new email address, centralpalogistics @gmail.com down in the description. So go check that out, and then my Instagram as well. So with that being said, let's get into working on his truck.
Crackheadish, isn't it?
So here's about where we're at. We got the bolts, or we got the nuts off, one bolt out, and then this one here. So what he's gonna have to do is you're gonna have to drop it down slowly so that you can get that bolt out right at the top through there. So it'll come out through the top of the bed, like in between the bed and the frame. So drop it down.
I don't even understand that.
Yeah, drop it down a little bit. Slow, you crazy boy. And stop. Now let's see if we can get that. Oh.
Oh, you're a fucking genius.
Lift or drop it down a little bit more.
You're
like
a genius,
an inch.
aren't you?
Like an inch. Like an inch, and then it'll go. Alright, stop. Where's my hammer? Alright, so yeah, we'll need to pull that out. I won't film it because I can't see under here.
I can't believe you thought of that.
Well, that's how you're supposed to do it.
So just hit this with a hammer? Or?
No, not, well, I guess you could, huh? You could get that in there.
Maybe something a little shorter, but this is just one hand. But
yeah, you'll want to get it through and then pull that back out. Unless it's stuck on something. Is it going? Yeah, you'll need to get it out the other side now.
Almost out. There she goes.
Alright, well, now we can do the comparison. So let's take this guy here, so you guys can see. Basically, that's your differences there. So
long dick. No, I'm sorry.
there you go. And this one's greasable, so that's really nice. You can see how like worn out and crap that is. I can't wait to put these on the white truck.
Alright, so what we did was we had him come up here. We had it up as high as possible. We had him pry on one side, and then I smacked it with a hammer on the other side to get this to come through. So now we just need to line the bottom hole up, and we'll go from there. This dude over here, anti-season the absolute crap out of this thing. Oh man, that was stupid. No, it just, oh my goodness, just smack her with a hammer.
Ow.
Satisfaction. It squirted on you. Oh man, you got squirted on by the bolt.
Alright, so one of them was seized. I'm wondering why his tailgate wouldn't go down.
My poor tailgate.
Yeah. Why won't your tailgate go down? Oh, that's terrible.
Oh.
Alright, here's the final result. You guys probably won't be able to hear me too much. It came down quite a bit. Like it was like up to here. So it definitely made a little bit of a difference. I wonder if you guys can see up in there. And they're greasable. So alright, so here's how she is looking. You guys can see it made a pretty decent difference, but it's still not enough. So in my opinion, he wants the front lower and the back lower. It's like, I really wish we could do that, but I feel like once you put a trailer on this, it'll definitely help. At some point, he'll give you some real world reviews on the drop shackles themselves, because some people were saying that you shouldn't really tow with them. So we'll see how that happens. But other than that, we're also going to be sending back that Banks iDash because he bought it and didn't realize, like, I'll get in that minute. So the Banks iDash, he bought it, realized like there's a whole bunch of other things that we have to purchase with it. And yeah, he's just not happy with it, so he's sending that back. Other than that, we'll get him some glow shift cheap gauges or some IST Pros, one or the other, depending on what he wants to spend his money on. But aside from that, we're gonna get him some rails at some point and a current hitch. But all in all, it took us about an hour to get this install done, and that was like BSing, so it wasn't too bad. For two guys that didn't know what they were doing, we got that done.
You knew what you were doing. I had no idea.
We got it done in about an hour, and that was BSing. So, I mean, how do you feel about it? No, not super bad though, because a lot of people have been asking about it. So it's like, I don't know. Aside from that, definitely needs another flare, or this one fixed.
Probably just fix it.
I don't like how this side sticks out way further than the other, but this side looks on point. That dude really smashed something when he hit But aside from that, you guys can get the after shots of it. So it's like the back needs to come down a little bit more, but on these, you guys can see under here, you still got, what's that, another like 4 inches, 3-4 inches from the bump stop. You need air and you need your 5th wheel hitch.
Airbags,
So,
you mean?
yeah,
Yeah,
airbags.
I need to do airbags. I need mirrors.
And mirrors.
Probably gonna do mirrors first. Probably then airbags next.
Yeah.
See how things line up. Oh,
So-
I gotta return that Banks iDash.
Oh yeah, so what do you think about the Banks iDash? Now this is a completely unbiased opinion from my, like, leave me out of this. This is completely his opinion on this. So I've never got to use one, so I have no opinion on it, but this is
Feels very cheap. It's easy to install, especially with the 12. It was just literally positive and negative. Just plug it in and it turned on. I'm like, all right, that's cool. And then I went to start hooking up the gauges, or whatever they're called, sensors.
Yeah, all the sensors.
It didn't come with wiring for it. If you want wiring for any amount of sensors, it's $363. Like, I'm not about to pay $1,000 for 4 gauges when I can go elsewhere. Like, this is already cheap as it is nowhere near worth $310 for that. Maybe, but no.
The plastic housing was kind of
That thing
chintzy.
feels like it's $10. Like, no.
Yeah.
I'm
I
not
don't
paying $1,000 for 4 sensors. I'll just go elsewhere.
He's definitely got me swayed to not do the Banks iDash because I really wanted to, because I like the simplicity, but it's like, it seems like the wiring is all the same anyway. So it's like I can use all those gauges in mine. I'm gonna go get an exhaust pressure and EGT at some point, but you guys can, here it is. Like, it looks great. This feels good. I like that. But ultimately, yeah, it's just chintzy plastic, really. I mean, and that's not even something to worry about. We're not worried about that. It's just, it's like the fact that you have to buy all this stuff just to make it work.
No.
For like all the sensors and whatnot. So it's like, I mean, maybe we did something wrong. Maybe we ordered something wrong.
No,
I
I even called their customer support. They're like, yeah, you need the 4-pin connector. I'm like,
Oof.
excuse me?
Oh.
What do you mean? Like, if you were straight up front with it, I probably even still would have said no. $1,000.
Like,
for
my,
4
yeah, my
gauges?
logic was I thought that I only have to order this and the individual sensors, but the sensors don't come with a wiring harness? That
No,
doesn't...
like I'm $600 in, and it's like I don't have any gauges working.
Yeah, so I mean that seems, so you're going to be into it about $1,000 before you've dropped your stickers.
Yeah, I made sure I didn't put them on the truck because I don't want it.
Yeah, so that's getting returned. It's unfortunate because I really wanted to see how it works, but it's like, if he's saying it's going to cost that much, I think I'm just going to replace all my glow shifts with IST Pros, and I'll have, you know, boost, EGT, fuel pressure, oil pressure, and exhaust pressure, because everybody wants to know what my drive pressure is with that turbo, which is fair because I want to know what my drive pressure is with that turbo. But guys, keep in mind with that VGT, the guy who sold me that bumper, he comments every now and again, I think it was A&D, he runs a VGT turbo on his 12 valve in one position. He said it was like a 1/4 inch open from exhaust brake, and he said it spools 35 pounds instantly, and he's never had a problem. So that's why I'm not super worried about it. I mean, he's 26,000, but he's got a wedge trailer. So he said he was, I forget what he said his weights were, so he might actually be less than me, but even still, he's running a wedge trailer with it, and I don't know. I do want to know what my exhaust pressure is though, because then I can adjust it off the exhaust pressure, as opposed to seat of the pants, that thing spools fast. So might take you out for a ride in it at some point, but
Oh, you have it here today? Oh yeah, you do.
yeah, truck's over there in the corner.
You
So
can
I mean,
trailer.
other than that, I mean, how do you like the red truck?
I do.
You gonna start a channel at some point?
I'm not very motivated.
Well, once you get into, once we get February out of the way. Once we get February out of the way.
I'll see how I feel.
Yeah, and then
I'm definitely doing more as is.
yeah, so it's like, I mean, this thing's pretty much done for the most part, minus 2
Mirrors,
hitches.
fuel tank, toolbox.
Yeah, so auxiliary fuel tank, different mirrors,
Airbags.
5th wheel, airbags. Ultimately, that should be all you need to get rolling. Oh, you need mud flaps.
Gauges?
You need mud flaps.
Yeah, you're not wrong.
The gauges you don't need, but it definitely something like, because he only has a number 10 fuel plate, so it's like you're not going to really need gauges, but that oil pressure gauge, fuel pressure, and boost, those 3 you're going to want, just because then you can diagnose things. Like, you'll know if your fuel pressure is draining, okay, why am I losing power? Fuel pressure will tell you that. Why, you know, your oil pressure gauge can save you an engine. I know a lot of people that have blown engines because they didn't run an oil pressure gauge. They lost, something went out, like a turbo oil drain blew out, or a feed or something stupid. Yeah. And they lost all their oil and sent a rod out the side. Boost, you're going to know if your truck's making the proper boost. It'll help you diagnose a boost leak sometimes, or let you know you have a boost leak sometimes, not all the time. And then EGT, I mean, you can know when to let it off. So, all right, what other gauge were you going to run?
What other gauge?
I think that was it, right? EGT, boost, fuel pressure, and oil pressure.
I wanted a rear diff gauge if at all possible.
Oh, rear diff gauge.
It's like,
I mean, at that point, you might as well just get a tranny temperature gauge as well. But
I did want both.
yeah, so I mean, between all those, but I'm gonna probably do ISPRO or get glow shift again. I probably won't go with glow shift because my boost gauge doesn't even zero itself out. So, all right. I mean, not too bad. We got drop shackles, took about an hour, and hopefully your truck, I think he was sucking in air, so the truck was like shutting off and misfiring and whatnot. So I think he was sucking in air, but besides that,
fine after it starts, but it start up, shut off after 30 seconds, and you have to crank on it for a minute and reprime it.
yeah, so I think you're sucking in air at some point, but once it runs, so we'll be, hopefully I'll be back on the road here soon, or back running at least here soon. Like I said, I'm at the mercy of the company that I'm leased under, so I'm just waiting on him. I haven't heard anything back yet, so I'm assuming they're working on some stuff in the background. He also had some things happen, unfortunately. All right, so that's pretty much gonna do it for this video. Hope you guys enjoyed. The whole thing with the Banks iDash thing, where I kind of was upset with it and he was kind of upset with it, was the fact that, you know, you spend all this money on just the gauge itself, which was like $300 some. The wire harness to add extra gauges is another $350, and that's over $650, almost $700 without anything working. You don't have any gauges yet. Then you have to go buy into each individual gauge, which that's perfectly fine there. But that wire harness, like, you're into this almost $1,000 just for 4 gauges. I get that it does some other things, which is cool, but in my opinion, I don't need the data logging or anything like that. So it's just, for me, it doesn't make sense to get it. I was going to get the Banks iDash. Seeing that and knowing what I know now, I will definitely not be getting the Banks iDash. I know that people have good luck with them. It's just not for me. I'm probably just going to go keep running my glow shifts, probably get another boost gauge, and I want to clean up a lot of the wiring in the truck. I've gotten a lot of aftermarket stuff out. But I am kind of curious on some things. Like, I mean, if it was up to me, I'd just get rid of the gauges in general, but I do like to know diagnostic stuff, so it makes life a lot easier. But pretty much, so we're going to get him some either glow shift or ISPRO. I don't know which one he's going to go with yet, but aside from that, that's pretty much going to do it. I am trying to get back to work, but like I said, I'm going to say this a bunch of times, I am at the mercy of the company that I'm going to be leasing under. I can't do anything until they approve the insurance is good to go. So don't blame me for that. I'm really trying to get back to work. So it's, you know, stressful on my part too, but you know, it is what it is. It just, I don't know. Other than that though, guys, go check out the description links, Instagram, and my new email, centralpalogistics@gmail.com. That is, if you need to get a hold of me for anything, feel free to send me a message on there. And anybody that has me on Messenger, I'm going to be deleting my Messenger here soon, because now that I'm not leased under RV Mafia anymore, I really don't have a need for Messenger anymore. So Instagram and Gmail are going to be the 2 ways to get a hold of me, and some very close people will have my phone number. So besides that, and if you need any jobs done, or if you're a company that's willing to offer me what I want, that flexible, be home every day kind of thing, Monday to Friday, I'm good with that. If you have your own dispatchers or whatnot, let me know. I would absolutely love that. I'm not against it. I'll get my own authority when I'm debt free, but as of now, I said earlier, I have about $38,000 that I want to pay back next year. I've paid back about $35,000 this year, so it's definitely doable. I plan on making more money next year than I did this year, and this year I'm at about the $140,000 gross market. I want to see if I can do 180 next year. So it's just one of those things, while also enjoying my life, but it is a huge thing. If I can get completely debt free, I will be super happy with that. So appreciate you guys for sticking around and, you know, just genuinely enjoying what I enjoy. And everybody complaining about this guy here, that shuts off about 3 minutes after you turn the key off. So it's just one of those, like, I don't have the lid for it, so it's going to stay on. So, all right. Hope you guys enjoyed. See you next one. Have a good one.